Hey, Diane DeWald with CreativeCatCrafts.com. Welcome back to the channel. Sorry for the little hesitation there. Um, I've got a card I'm putting together and I am winging it today. So I know I'm definitely going to be using this stamp here and this set because I just love this background stamp right here. This was Gina K Designs SBC Fest March of 2026. One of the items in her kit where she demonstrated, and I'm so in love with this, and I love the techniques that she was showing. So I've gone ahead and from the dies, I've gone ahead and cut out several of these, and oops, there's a piece of the die that popped out and I didn't get that thrown away. But let's go ahead and get several of these stamped out. I don't know if I'm going to make one card, multiples of cards. Just not sure how that's going to work today. So thanks for bearing with me. I appreciate your patience while I try to put this thing together. So let's go ahead and get this in my MISTI. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to stamp this in, oh, am I going to do VersaFine Clair? Yes, let's go ahead and try the VersaFine Clair. This is the Nocturne pigment ink. And I've been using this lately and I just absolutely love this ink. It is so crisp when it works. I just love it. Now, because it's pigment, you do have to wait, and that may be where I made a mistake in this process. You do have to let it dry or heat set it because it could smear. And I'm just going to lay this along here and there. This is Delicate Surface frog tape from, I can't think of, I think it's frog. I get this from Amazon. I'll have it linked down below. But I do like it. And I'm not sure if that's going to pick up the ink from underneath. I may have ink on both sides of this. Who absolutely knows at this point? So let's go ahead and get this inked up and over there. See if we get good impression. Are you going to pull it with you? Nope. But I want to make sure it stays there. I do need to ink it again. There we go. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's beautiful. Look how crisp that is. And black. Oh, I just love it. So I'm going to set this up here to where it has a place to dry while we're doing that. I did not check the back side of that to see if it picked up ink from below. Let's go ahead and get this inked up again. And make sure that that stamp meets the cardstock. I think we're only going to do 2, even though I cut out 3. Oh, that's very nice. I like that. That's one and done. Oops, it got caught. Very nice. So, because this is a pigment ink, I like to use Gina K's stamp cleaner. I think it just does a really nice job getting that ink right off that stamp since it is a pigment ink. And then I usually follow up with a spritz of water just because. And I'm just curious on this die cut if it picked up. No, it did not. So it dried fairly quickly. Okay. And I know I was preparing ahead of time. I'll go ahead and throw that blank die cut up there. And just to save a little time, I went ahead and used the Speedy Recovery stamp set. And I'm using the Wishing You a Fast Recovery, and I went ahead and heat embossed, and I put my VersaMark ink away, but I used the Wow Super Fine Opaque Bright White to go ahead and get this all embossed up with white embossing powder. And I am going to go ahead and grab, oh, there it is. I did not put it away. I used the VersaMark watermark stamp pad on that. And I'm going to see if I can figure out which is which. Wishing You Fast Recovery. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. I'll be right back. Okay, let's see if I got this straight or centered well. I think that I am like Butterfingers today. I think that came out well, even if there's a little bit of flex that I didn't get off. So let's go ahead and cut the other one out as well. So let me see if I can get this lined up right down here. You don't need to see the back of my head. There, let me go cut this. I'll be right back. Okay, so like I've said in some previous videos, I've got a lot of friends and family who are, there we go, and lose the die. Don't lose the die. Just pick it up off the floor. Nicely done. So I'm going to go ahead and poke those out. There we go. Wonderful. Now I have sayings for several cards. But like I was saying, I have several friends and family members who have had surgery or are going through surgery. And I think this is going to be a very nice card to send to any of them. And I like to, when I get a new stamp set, stamp, die cut, and stick in a little baggie with each of my sets so that I can pull these out when I'm sitting watching TV and color them out with alcohol markers, pencils, and Gamsol. But let's get into the card. So Master Layout 1 is what we're going to be using, and down in the right hand corner is the measurements of the panels, and I am using 65-pound Pop Tone Black Licorice. This will be the 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. I've got one for the inside, one for the outside. And then this is 80-pound Neenah Classic Crest Solar White. This is 3 3/4 by 5. I've got an inside and an outside. And then let's get that out of the way. Cut Cardstock does my card bases for me. They're pre-cut, pre-scored, super easy. So let me get this cleaned up and we can get started on this card. Okay, so I've got my little sticky mat and this, and I'm going to pull you in a little bit so that you can kind of see what I'm doing. And really doesn't matter where that's at. I just need that grip mat to stay put, and I need this to stay put. And so Gina K Designs, what is this called? This is a mask circle, and we're not going to need this, so I'll put that back in with the backer. And I keep all of my standalone stencils in a binder, and I put them in protector sheets. So I'm going to try, because I want that, and then we'll eventually put the saying up here. And so this, I want the circle closer to the top. So let me pull this out and trying to just make sure that it's kind of equidistant, and I'm noticing you're really crooked or the cardstock's really crooked. And I've got, what is this? Passionate Pink. And I just have a regular blending brush from Gina K. And let me see, I don't remember what was on this last. So I'm just going to pull a little bit of color off, and then I'm going to go ahead and get this all inked up, and we're going to color in this circle. And I'm going to start off to the side and gently come in and around. It looks really splotchy, and I guess I'm doing a little heavy-handed there, but I'm changing directions. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. Need both hands for this because it's on the sticky note or sticky mat. And then I'm going to start inside the circle and kind of pull that out a little. Just kind of soften that edge just a little. There, I think that's beautiful. And let me clean this up real quick. Oh, this just does not want to come directly off, so I'm just going to spritz it with a little bit of alcohol and wipe this down. And I really need a paper towel. There, that's better. Okay, that cleans up much better. Okay, next on the list, I'm going to go ahead and close that pink, put that stencil over where I don't need it anymore, and let me think about what we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back in, and I want this bubble. And I'm going to put this on the back of a block. And then from Serene Skies, I'm going to grab this larger circle. And I'll show you the stamp set here in a minute. And I want a smaller cloud. So this stamp set, Serene Skies, I'm using this larger circle because it's solid, and this little cloud right there. And then I'm also going to grab a larger block, and from Vintage Spring, I'm going to grab this stamp here. And kind of lay this over a block. I know it doesn't fit on this block, but that's completely fine. And I'll put those right there. And this will make sense here in a moment. And I need another couple more blocks. And from the Mandala Maker, so the Mandala Maker, I want this larger circle. The medium circle, and I get the smaller circle, and I think, yep, that block will work perfectly. So this circle, and this circle, I have them all set up. So, okay, cat hair. Same ink, the Passionate Pink. And I'm going to grab the large circle, and I've not inked this one before, so I'm going to go ahead and wipe that off after I've inked it, just trying to get some of that manufacturer residue off. And that's actually not what we're doing. Think, Diane. Okay. So, Passionate Pink. I'm going to take this bubble stamp. And I am going to ink up this bubble stamp. And I'm going to take this solid stamp, press it down, pull it right back up, and then press it down onto my cardstock. Oh, I like it. I like it. And then I'm going to wipe it off. I get this slightly damp. Easier to wipe off. And I'm going to grab more. And I'm going to put down here. Oh, I like it. And I really like that. Okay, so I'm done with the bubbles. So let me go ahead and spritz that stamp off, and I'm just wiping it off with water and a microfiber. I'm going to leave it on the block just in case if I change my mind. And then I'm going to take the larger circle, and I want some scrap cardstock, and there. Oh. And I'm going to do second generation stamping. Okay, wipe that off. And we're going to do the same thing with the smaller circle. Yep, I want second generation. Oh, I like. Let's take both of those, clean them. And our little guy. Oh, I like second generation. Oh, I like it. I like that a lot. Okay, so I don't think I want to do black. I think I want to do a gray, so I'll be right back. So I'm going to try black onyx with this next. And I'm going to go ahead and ink this scripty stamp up. This is from Vintage Spring. And let me spritz off that cloud stamp, get the manufacturer, and oh, that's the black onyx. And if I do, let me just clean that stamp. Oh, I'm getting ink all over the desk with my little spray bottle. So let's see, instead of black onyx, let me see what Stormy Sky looks like. And I'm just inking that up. Second generation. I'm thinking, you know, I actually think I like the black. Especially the Stormy Sky. The Stormy Sky's got some green to it, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So let me clean that off again. And we're just going to grab, and I know there's a, is there a direction on this? I may have this the wrong direction. So yeah, okay. So I got the correct direction going now. And let me grab, I'm going to grab the black Onyx and we're going to take this cloud and just pick up some. Nope. Oh, I like. Let's grab some other. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. That's kind of cool. And then what else do I need? What else do I need on this? Okay. Oops, I just oversprayed that, but that's okay. That may be the next thing we need. I'm getting very inky. Okay, what's next? Do we need a splatter stamp? So I got my seasonal patterns and phrases, and it's got a very nice splatter stamp in it. So let me grab the black Onyx again. Oops. Forgot those things don't slide. Oh, I'm a mess today. Well, I'm a mess every time, but that's okay. So let's see. Oh, I like. And then up here like this. Okay. I think that works. So let me cover this ink pad. Okay. I think we can put the sticky mat back in my Misty. Because I want to get, and I'm going to move you out just a smidge. There. And my inside panel, I'm going to go ahead and from the Speedy Recovery. I love this saying, sending well wishes for a speedy recovery. And I'm going to put that right there. And get that inked up. Beautiful. And because this is a surgery, I'm going to put this Band-Aid right across that. And we're going to do that in pink, but I want it second generation. So I'm going to lay up my little tool that I made for the Stamparatus. And where's my pink? Okay, so I can pull that up and second generation. There. Isn't that so cute? So clean that stamp, clean that acetate. Put that stamp away, and we can assemble this card. So let me cover that ink pad, get some of this stuff out of the way. I'll clean all that up later. Get the Misty out of the way. Let me get all my pieces and parts. And my two panels that are shedding black cardstock slivers. So I'll get my base folded over. And this is my Tombow glue. I'm just cleaning off the nib so that I can get this. Slide that around a little. There we go. Wonderful. And I might have that script upside down. But it's okay. It's not supposed to be legible. And we're going to cover that up. Definitely going to cover that up. I really love how this turned out. Isn't that so cute? I have been on the search for a Band-Aid stamp because there's just so much you can do with a Band-Aid stamp. Especially with kids. I think that is a cool idea or a cool stamp for kids because, you know, kids always have Band-Aids. I had Band-Aids growing up. But then I grew up on a farm, so I was always out playing in the barns, in the woods, in the fields. I was always getting hurt. Not seriously, but I always had. So I'm going to grab some minty tape. Get that to where it lays flat. And we're going to grab our little guy here. And I'm going to get some little dimensionals. Get this guy popped up. And then we'll get our greeting on there. And we can move along. I think I want one more right here and one up here, just to kind of give it a little bit of, oh, that's crooked there. Okay, and then, and I don't know if you can see, let me move you in. I just looked up and you really can't see much of anything. So I color the back of my foam. If you're using the Altenew rolls, that doesn't work, but if you're using anything else that is flat, I like to take a highlighter and just cover the back. That way it tells me, okay, those 4 are done. These were not, and they're all taken off. So let me grab those tweezers, and this is where I'm going to put this. This is kind of hanging out there. I don't like that. So let me see if I can pull some scissors and on the side here, see if I can get a really thin piece. And since it's foam, tweezers are not going to work. Just gonna have to use my big old finger. See if I can get that there. Perfect. Perfect, right behind. Whoa. That's where I need some binocular type of glasses. And then this guy, we're gonna just put right up here. And let me see if I've got, I can cut some of these. Let's see. I don't know. Put a bigger one there, and then some of these have ones, or half ones. Oof. These are little. These are really teeny tiny. Okay, let's pull the backings off. Yeah, I had to practice pulling these off with this pokey tool from, I like the one from Cricut because it has a little hook. I like that. You need the hook for weeding. And okay, where do I want this? I think I want this right here. Is that straight? I think that's straight. Okay, I think that works beautifully. And let me grab some. I am totally in love with these Gina K mini pearls. In next Tuesday's release, I am going to grab some of the regulars, but I love these mini pearls. And for the mini pearls, I'm going to grab her matte glue. Let me close up the Tombow. And this way, if it squeezes out the side, it'll be fine. And we're going to put one here, one here, one here for now. And I'm just going to leave that little guy down here. And I'm seeing something else. I think I had a fingerprint. We're going to see if we can lift that up. Yep. And that took care of it. I got to it early enough. So my pick and stick. Get some of these that are right side up. A lot of times these things, they do what I call turtling, where the round side is down. You've ever seen a turtle that it's shell side down and it's got its legs up in the air? You know, those kind of, the black pearls just kind of blend in. What do you think? Probably should have gone with a gold. I think that would have been pretty. I don't know. No, the gold detracts. I think that we're going to call it good. So thanks a lot for coming along on this journey. And let me pull this out of here because this is just so stinking cute. And this turned out way better than I thought it was going to. The text there is, I moved the stamp a little. I'm really rusty at using stamps on blocks, so the text kind of moved a little bit, so it's a little bit blurry. But other than that, I think this turned out very well. I'll have everything I used linked down below in the description, so if you feel like shopping, I'll have those links. And I do have affiliate links down there. I earn a small commission, which helps support my channel. So if you are indeed shopping, please feel free to support my channel so that I can bring more tutorials like this to you. And as you're checking out the description, if you would click that subscribe button. If you are stopping by and have not yet subscribed to my channel, I really appreciate each and every one of you who leaves comments or stops by and enjoys these tutorials. So again, Thank you. And until next time, happy stamping.